Hi there! Oh dear, there's some. Okay. Hi there, it's Lone Wolf from Wolf Territories Grid, and it's another sunny. It's not a sunny day; it's a horrible day over here in London. But of course, I'm not in London really. I'm here on the grid. I hope you like my new furry hairstyle. Due to an accident with some flea spray stuff, I've now got a very beautiful. Oh, my tail's up in there. Oh, put that down. Sorry about that. Um, a very beautiful hairdo. Very nice. Anyway, so this video basically is a video to talk about the control panel updates. There's quite a few of them, and some extra things you can do in the grid control panel. So it's not going to be in world at all. Well, there'll be a little bit, I guess. So first of all, I'm just going to find an empty ocean region somewhere, which hasn't got anything on it. It belongs to the grid. Obviously, I'm not going to do this on someone else's region. That'd be very naughty. Let's see. Actually, you know, it's about time I updated this one, Arctic 95. Okay, so we'll go and have a look at that in a second. So I'm just TPing over. There we go. And this is an empty region. In fact, it's one I've used for doing terrain load tests and things like that. So we're going to do some terrain stuff on it. So, Lone, you go up in the air. There's a good lad. Because we don't want you hurting yourself when we load a new terrain. Okay, so over to the Wolf Territories Grid control panel. If you are a member of Wolf Territories Grid, you'll know this website at www.wolf-grid.com. If you've bought land, okay, from the grid, then you're going to have access to everything. There are some things that are not available to managers, etc. At the moment, they might be available later on. So log in to the grid and you'll get to this new control panel. There was a bit of an issue with it running on smaller screens where it always still overflows, so that's all been fixed. And there's lots and lots of different things, and I'm going to go through each one. So if you're new to the grid and you want to get some land of your own, click Get Land. This tells you all about it. There's a video, and explain a video a bit about the control panel. You fill that form and you go to checkout, you pay, and you will watch the grid build your land there and then. That's because I prefer the grid to do things anyway. So to go back to the control panel, I just click Control Panel here. So that's for buying land. Now the second thing on the list is Region Manager, and here's a load of regions. Obviously I've got access to all of them because I own the grid, and I'm here to help people. WC, what was it? So I'm going to look up this region here. This is WT Arctic 95, WC Arctic 095. Okay, it's actually an ocean region that we've been using for testing. There it is, and if I edit it, you're going to see some of the facilities that we have on the grid. So there's the monitoring system. I'm not going to bother doing it. Start monitoring, and that will monitor the system. And you'll see as well, it says it's online because it tracks whether it checks every half an hour to see if a grid region is up and running and loaded. Okay. It can basically detect if the region has crashed or it looks like it's crashing. Not that ever happens on this grid, but if it did, we would know. So there's some options here. We'll start on the left-hand side. Console takes you to the region console. Just wait for a second, and it will come up in about 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Eventually, it will come up. There it is. Okay, so there's the region console. If you don't know what it is, don't worry about it. You can restart the region. I won't do that because I'm on it. You can reset the scripts on the region. You can update the map. So if I go update map like this, you see it's map refresh. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes because we have to sync the maps with our content delivery network. Obviously, this is not like a normal grid where you've only got like one server. We have 30 robust servers, and they all have to get an update of the map. So does also the content delivery network does. So that if you view the map from somewhere like America or something like that, you get delivered the very latest map. You can download your OR file, but to do that you need to back it up first. So if it did back up, it would create an OR file on the server, give it half an hour, and then hit download OR file. If you hit that and there isn't one, that'll do it. Clear cache actually clears the asset cache. So if you get something where you boot the region and it's a bit weird, then like things aren't resing properly or whatever, it's very, very, very rare. I'll be honest with you, it's really rare on this grid for anything like this to happen. Just do clear cache and then restart and get it through. API key is something else. That's to do with a box control panel, region control panel 1.2. That's the one. That's this thing, which you can't see because it's down there and it's tiny. But basically, you have to set up the API key in the description of that region control panel. You can get it if you're a region owner at the at welcome. Wolf Mountain. So that's all the things down that side. So you can you can flatten the whole thing to, let's say if I want to make it all ocean, I go hit 0, hit apply, and if I go back to here, you'll see all the land is gone. Oh no, all the land's gone. Luckily you were flying alone, ain't you? Otherwise you'd be very wet. So I'm just going to look up that region again. Was it Arctic 095? Arctic. Strictly speaking, it shouldn't do that. It should come back to here, come back to this page. So we're going to edit it. Okay, now there's some other things I can set on it. So I can change the region name. So let's call it Loans Demo Region. I can add it to our shopping list of places to go for shops. A bit more about that later. Add more. You can choose whether they have Globits or Wolf Territories dollars. You can choose whether they have Bullet Sim or U-Boat. You can have, if it's a heavy region with lots of things in it, you can set it up as a heavy region. You can set up scripts and threads. If you're not sure what these are, just ignore them. You don't need to worry about them. You can change the map distance. So this is quite a useful one. So if you want to change what appears on the map for this thing, so I'll show you some that I've done. Let's see, the community hub, for instance. So I took a screenshot of the map tile, and then I went into some graphics software and added these things to it. And then what I did was I uploaded it to the grid. So it was in here somewhere. I think it's this one actually. Yes. Okay. And what I did was I right-clicked it, and I said copy asset UUID, and then I pasted it in to that box instead of saying map image module, and then restart the region, and after a while it'll catch it. So the region top 10 listings, if you go to the search, if there are loads of people on the region, it'll appear somewhere here. It's a bit random, so it doesn't always list the same ones. So that's that. You can see the terrain hasn't updated. That's the viewer. It has actually updated on the region. And the next thing, one of my favourite things about the grid is so if I update that and restart it, it'll apply all the stuff to it. You don't have to raise tickets, you don't have to pay anybody. It's all done pretty easily for you, okay? So if you do a restart and it doesn't come back up, you can do a kill and actually completely clear it. If you upload an OAR file, which I'll show you a bit later, and the parcels are a bit weird, you can do clear parcels, that'll reset it, or you can send a little message to the region. Hello, Lone. I have to be quick to pick it up. There it is. Hello, Lone. Same point. So the control panel is pretty much attached to the grid. Now, if I go to regenerate here, so this is a terrain, and it's like a top-down view of it. So if I go to regenerate, that's quite a boring terrain. That's quite a boring one. It's randomly generating a terrain for the region, and I haven't loaded it. Oh, I like that one, but I've just clicked on regenerate again. Oh, this is even better. Okay, so this looks kind of weird. So I'll give this a go. Hit replace terrain, and it says terrain loads is triggered. Please wait. So if we go back in world, you can see that terrain loading now, and I'm just going to flip him around so that I can steer him. So you can see this is the terrain that was just generated. So basically you can pretty much buy a region and run this, and it gives you a great place to start as an empty region with the terrain. Now, of course, the other thing I want to do now I've changed the terrain is probably go to update map. So it says map refresh sent. So now the grid will update the map as well. So that's kind of cool. So that's how you can start off in 5 minutes. You can have a really beautiful terrain with some mountains, things like that. And if you go to Wolf Mountain, there's a region control pack, a region owners pack that's full of goodies, including these textures I've used on these terrains, and also this environment setting. Okay, which you might not want to apply, but at least it gives you, gets you started. If you do split, it sets it up how it was when we started with 16 squares. So it's a really cool way of managing your regions, and the beauty of it is you don't have to talk to anybody, you can just do it all yourself. Okay, so back to the region list. So that's regions for you, and there's some other things here. If you've got lots of regions, you can change all the currencies, you can change the physics engine on all your regions. something I didn't show you is managers. So in what was it again? The Arctic 95. I forgot to show you this actually. So there's a little feature. I'm going to edit manage here. Okay, a little feature called managers. Okay, so if I want to make DJ Illusions, Lunar Storm Feather managers. Okay, I just put them comma delimited. Now what that means is that when they go to their, if I hit update, there you go. When they go to their control panel, they'll see that region. They'll be able to work with it, even though although they don't actually own it. You can also do a rolling restart in all your regions. So there's loads and loads of things that you can do to actually manage your regions. Okay, and then there's also the land. Obviously, you can get land. Just a little thing: if you do get land, you have to be logged in. Okay, because it'll actually use your grid account as the account to manage the land, which saves you typing loads of things in. Oh, no one likes to type loads of things. Okay, click on control panel at the top. That'll take me back to my control panel. So that was the region manual. Now this is a brand new thing. It's only been up 24 hours. I'm not going to run it, but what it basically does is it lists. In fact, should I run it? I'll run it. Okay, it will take a while because I own all the ocean regions, and there's quite a few, and they are there. So if we go and look at the map, I'll come back to that in a second. If we go and look at the map, you'll see that sometimes what we have is we have, let's say here, for instance, that's Breathe Resort there. They own all this. And this is Europa, which is amazing, Jimmy Olsen's region. That's my Bobby's manufacturing plant region. These are actually ocean regions with mountains on them. Obviously, we can generate them really, really quickly, just to give people a bit of privacy and a bit of space. That's the Star Trek, Starbase Andromeda. You've got to visit it. That's the Star Trek region. There's just loads and loads of regions on this grid, but the ethos of the grid is that everything's joined together, so that you can sail from one region to another. Where am I going? That was me talking to Dyer. Okay, so this is the security check. What it actually does is it scans the region for objects that are owned by other people, not you, okay, or anybody else on your list. So it just tells you. It's a really good way. And as you can see, I spent some time today going around and sending people's helicopters and ships and everything like that back to them. Some of these things should be here, and that's cool. So yeah, so these are regions so it'll only bring up regions. Fried chicken. It only brings up regions with that have objects on them that don't belong to you, so you can keep in a kind of eye. And it's quite a good security feature. Because it does, if you've got a lot of regions, it's a bit nightmare to manage. And then you can go in world and go to land here. You go to objects, refresh. Now there aren't any in here, but if I make, I'll tell you what. Let's get one of Jimmy's trees. Tree, any old tree will do. An orange tree. We'll plant an orange tree just here. There you go. There we go. Oh dear. They're rather nice, aren't they? They're Jimmy Olsen's orange trees. Very orange. We'll put some orange trees in there. I'll leave them there. They're not doing any harm till the next demonstration. So there's a pair of orange trees there. So now if I go to land, pick it up again. Land, options. You should always have this set up like that for this grid. You don't have to. You can set it up how you like. If it's your land, you own it, you know. And obviously you can set a landing point, or you can route it anywhere. The only reason I leave it on anywhere is if I'm using the destination guide. We'll come to this in a minute. So show places, search, all kinds of things. Lovely. All right, so you can obviously edit that. But if we go to objects again, now if I refresh now, you see it says Lone Wolf. So if I wanted to, I could then return objects. So if you go get a region and there's objects on there that don't belong to you, I mean obviously check, because it might be a boat or something with somebody on it. But you know, it's just an aid if you've got a lot of regions to see who's left things behind. And I today was picking up helicopters and boats and aircraft and all kinds of things, and one very large spaceship that somebody had just dropped off. And Security Stan helps me to kind of sort that out. Marketplace. Okay, so Marketplace allows you to list your products. You see I've got a whole load on here. on our product marketplace, and I'll show you where that appears. So if I go into search here, okay, and I scroll down, it's actually here, and I can actually choose animals, for instance, and it lists all kinds of things, and it's very new, so that's why there's not much in it at the moment. And you can search or whatever, and what you can do, so you set that up on here. Where are we? Okay, now the beauty of this is if you've got a region full of things, you don't really want to have to manually do it. So you just go import products from Wolf Territories Grid, and it will scan your regions and look for any product that's not named objects, okay, and is for sale, even if it's for sale for nothing. But it won't put them on the marketplace. So you need to go into, so for instance, let's go into this one and go to edit. You need to go into edit, you need to upload an image, set your categories, okay, and put in the hop address to where people can find it, and that's basically it on this one. It's quite an easy thing to do, and that's quite cool. So that's it. But you need to set it to, like this one, set it to display on. None of them come in when they're imported. They're not display on because you need to check them. You might have the same thing 3 times in 4 different places, and we want to try and keep it tidy if we can. And you can also hide show editor there like that, and then just click around, have a look through, or whatever, everything. So this is the marketplace. The goal of the marketplace is not to sell people products online, because we want them to visit the grid and visit your regions, because they might find something else of interest on your region. So that's quite an interesting thing to do. So please spend some time putting, the more stuff you do with input into this, the more visitors you get, and the happier you'll be. Unless you're someone who doesn't like people, or you don't want people to visit your region, and that's absolutely fine on this grid. You know, it depends on what you want. Event manager. So if you are putting on events, it's really worth doing this, and I'll show you why. Okay, so let's spin over to. Do I dare go to Wolf Mountain? Whenever I go to Wolf Mountain, if I stay there for longer than 5 minutes, somebody will turn up and I have to tell them I'm doing a video. I'll tell you what, let's res one here. So we have, you can get these at Wolf Mountain, various little stargates and teleport things. So we've got, so you'll find that there's three or four that you can get access to. And I'd like to thank there's a Stargate project that we're actually part of as well, for Hypergrid Stargates, which is another thing which I need to talk about, which I will not talk about at the moment, because I'm trying to talk about this. So I'm just going to rotate this around. So this is free, you can get one of these. Now what this is, okay, now let me show you the destination guide. Now obviously a lot of grids don't have destination guides, but we do. And they are basically submitted to by the users. So if I go to here, you can see there is the destination guide. That's got some events on it. Now if I click on the Stargate and go to events, you can see that it actually lists the same events, which is quite cool. Explore, for instance, has got different things all here, but this is also running in our Stargates. And there's like 3 different styles of Stargate which you can use. There's that one. Okay. I think we'll mess around with that one for a bit. And then there's one that's, where is it? There's like a wooden one that looks like a wooden thingy. A wooden thingy. This is like a holographic Stargate. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll click on this and we'll select, I don't know, education maybe. You see it sort of changes, and I can go next, see the next one, and the next, and you can see it's got some different things. And here's our autism awareness. I don't know if you know, but I struggle with autism. I've had all my life. So if I go straight into that beam, I will be teleported, as if by magic, to the autism awareness region. Okay, and here we are, and there's another Stargate there. And you'll find that people tend to put Stargates near where you land, so that you can just go and Stargate around. So these Stargates, of course, this means that you can really easily, that's really worth going to, Infinity 21. Wolfpack, there's only 2 on there. Put your stuff in, people, put your stuff in. So, for instance, I could, just like the film, I could walk into here, and I'll end up at the Wolfpack, I think, eventually. It's really funny how this tends to be a bit slower when I'm recording. If you're used to Wolf Territories grids, you'll know how quick things are. In fact, sometimes I go to other grids. I did today. I went to one, And I landed, and it took so long to just do some basic rezzing. I was like, oh, I can't wait for this. So impatient, such an impatient wolf. Right, so there you go. I was able to get to the Wolfpack Club. There is a Stargate in here somewhere. There it is. It's over there. Okay, so there's a Stargate over there. So these Stargates and that destination guide, okay, are all fueled by this. Okay, in fact, here are the events, and the events on the Stargates and destination guide come from here. And so to add an event, there is actually a separate video about how to do this, but you can basically add an event. You can't change that one. So event date and time, you just choose. Look at that, a bit of HTML. Choose the date and time of when the event's going to be. Put in the name of the event. Hop address you get by going to the map. So if I'm doing one here, go to the map. Click first on the map. So where am I? I'm not Galaxy. I'm not there. I need to find myself. There I am. Okay, so click first on you. Okay, so make sure it picks up the right hop address. Then copy SLURL like that. Okay, go back to here and paste into there. Okay, now it should say this: grid.wolfterritories/8002 to the Wolfpack. There are some people who seem to have a weird setup in Firestorm. Don't know, but they get other things there. That's what it needs to say. If it says wolf-grid.com, that will work as well, because the software will change it. Put in your event name, put the event region it's hosted on, a bit of a description. Now this here is an image UUID. So if you go to Canva or something like that, make a poster. I'm just going to pick the first one, not that one. This one. I'm going to pick this one to give you an idea. Gives me a second just to upload. This is my machine being slow, folks. It's not actually the grid. So if I've got that there, now if I go and upload the same picture to the grid, I'm really surprised I haven't been collared by someone yet. I think I'm probably going to go to my home in a minute, just to keep us away, just so that we don't get collared. It's so funny how many videos now end up with, not that one, build, upload, image. How many videos end up having, I have an accomplice who turns up, who I wasn't expecting. I think it's this one. That'll do. Okay, so it doesn't have to be the same, but it helps if it is. Okay, it's uploaded. So all I do is right click and then copy asset UUID, close that. Go back to my control panel and paste this over the top of this one. That's just a generic thing to stop the Stargates getting upset. Okay, so once I've done that, then I'll just do save and return, or save and new if I want to do another one. Save and return. Okay, so at the moment, 19th 1st 2024, that will appear on all the Stargates in the region, and the destination guide. I need to get rid of it because obviously I don't want it there. So that's really easy. So you can just enter your events. If you do a regular event, what you can do is actually, like I do the community hub meeting, so what I do is just use the same thing and just change the date and time, and that works fine. So we've got loads of events there. So that's the events, and that's how the events work. Now if you post it in there, it goes on all the Stargates and the destination guides, and it also goes on the events boards. You can get one of those in, there's one. Thank goodness that's there. Right, here's one over here. So these events boards, again, you can get these in the region owners pack at welcome. So yeah, you can see that's where I'll just touch it so it gets rid of that. There we go. There we go. It's all come back to normal now. So community meeting, Wolfpack, that's this Saturday night. So just giving you an idea. So those events boards are again at welcome, and the same with top 5 regions and the Stargates and everything. If you want those things and you're a region owner, because they will only work on Wolf Territories grid. If you take them to another grid, they will work, but what will actually happen is you just get Wolf Territories grid stuff, which you might want. I don't know. It's much more fun to have a region on this grid with all that stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to quickly zip to welcome and hope I don't get collared. I know I will. I don't think there's anyone there because it's the wrong time of day, but okay, so this is welcome, and there's the Stargates over here, and then over in there, that's the region owners pack, that blue box. So that's got loads of goodies in if you're a region owner at Wolf Territories grid. Good. So I'm going to get out of here because if I don't, let's go to excuse me. Going to my home. I should have got a glass of water before I started. Okay, so we're back at home. So this is my home. You're very welcome to come. I don't mind people coming over and saying hello, but obviously, just remember that sometimes I'm making videos, so you might get collared on a video. Now, where did we get to? Event Manager, Destination Guide. If you got things in the Event Manager, Destination Guide is the same thing. So you add your regions that you want on the Destination Guide and on all the Stargates. When you add a region in here, okay, there is an instruction video on here, which is much more details. I won't go through it now because there is that instructional video. When you add your region on there, it's really powerful because your region is then advertised all over the grid. Literally all over the grid. And when you put your Stargate down, yeah, you have a sit down, lad. You're probably tired. When you put your Stargate down, you'll automatically have all those things. So when you add to the Destination Guide, it appears here in the Destination Guide. It's in a random order, so it'll appear differently every time. So there's a good chance of you actually getting someone visiting from there. I know Araya said to me the other day, you know, how many visitors she's had, because people don't know where to go, and what you're doing is giving them a clue where to go. So please do add your regions to the Destination Guide. Okay, if you come into the community meeting, you're going to get this all again. Sorry. Okay, back to the control panel. Okay, so we've done Destination Guide. Event Manager we've done. There's 2 event managers in there. Someone's been. That's because I fixed this today. Profile Reset Avatar allows you to. Anyone can use this. If you sometimes, I don't know why OpenSim does this. If you put lots of clothes on, if you're a little bit chilly and you load yourself up with clothes, things can get a bit confused with your avatar. If you click Reset Avatar, it will actually just completely clean your avatar and give you like a base avatar to start with. You can change your email address and everything like that. Control panel. Change passwords, obviously easy. Upload OR file. So basically you can upload an OR file to your region. So what you do is you go to this page, you go to Google Drive, upload the OR file and share it with mbtafelberg@gmail.com, which sounds like a weird address, but the grid is actually connected to that Google Mail account. So it can actually pull the ORs directly onto the grid. Then you fill in, you choose which region it is, enter the file name you uploaded. You've got some choices: merging or uploading. Location and region, keep the height at 0, okay, unless you specifically want to change it. I know it's tempting to put 20 in there because you think that's what the water is. Keep it at 0. XPOS and YPOS, that's anywhere on. This is a 4x4 region. So if you've got a 256 by 256 and you want to put it in the middle, put it at 384, 0. We'll put your 256 by 256 in the middle. Just a little warning: if you've got teleporters on the OR and it's a 256 by 256 or a smaller one, okay, put it at 0, 0. Otherwise, those teleporters will be very confused about where they're teleporting people, and people will be teleported into the ocean. Okay, good. Okay, or uploading can take a while, so do view the console. If you've got thousands and thousands of prims, it can take hours. I've had some taken overnight. Okay, view tickets, raise tickets. We have a ticket system because someone said we should, but actually we prefer to talk as a community in the Wolf Territories Grid chat, or you can just message me, just grab me, add me as a friend and message me directly. I'd much rather you message me so we can actually communicate rather than having to do tickets backwards and forwards. It's a bit painful. If I'm asleep, very sorry. You can talk to peacekeepers or grid admins, and I'll show you how to find out who they are and where they are. Wolf Territories dollars transactions is like a little bank statement. If you're a sad person that wants to cancel your regions, use this function. And basically you go to cancel your regions and you get a sad wolf face, and you know, read what this is going and type yes in the box. Any comments, reasons for leaving, cancel my regions, no going back. You will have to actually cancel your payment to us. If you can't do that, just send us your email address and tell us, please. We will do it. If we see a cancellation, we normally do check to see if they've actually cancelled the payment and make sure everything's okay. There is, because of the new payment system we've got in that we built, this is much easier. If you're on that new payment system, you can just click a link and then put in your email address and cancel it yourself. But I hope nobody cancels. I hate it when people cancel. It's so soul destroying. Anyway, sorry, I'm not bitter. Right, OpenSim Social is our Mastodon website. So this is like it's like Twitter for OpenSim, and we've got loads and loads of people posting here. It's really cool. Mal Burns, Jupiter Rowland, lots of people who are very well known. Hyacinth, Hicks, all the best people post their stuff on here. There's no real dramas. We don't have any dramas here. It's just interesting discussions, but no dramas. Nobody likes a drama. So, that's opensimsocial.com. That's owned by this grid. And then, of course, log out, which guess what that does? It logs you out and takes you back to the home page. So, you think I'm done? Well, I kind of am, all right? So the other thing is get your regen owners pack. You get a copy of Bobby as well, who's RAI. So if I go to welcome, I'm not going to do a full demo of him because I can demo him for hours because he's so clever. So if I just say something to him like, Bobby, who is the cutest wolf, for instance, he'll have a little think about it. I've never asked him this before, so I've got no idea what he's going to say. There you go, his face has come back now. Don't know what's going on there. As a robot, the cutest player. Oh, it's me! it's a friendly little title that Green remembers what is actually to hear me say this to you. Okay, you click on that. Okay, you can get Bobby for your own region. If you put him on another grid, he won't work properly because OpenSim is specially configured on this grid for him. Okay, so there's some stuff in OpenSim he ain't going to work right. And in fact, if you watch my OSCC presentation when I showed Bobby off, he fell asleep. He was so tired, poor lad. He doesn't like holidaying. Okay, where was I? Okay, so that's Bobby. Yeah. And he's down here as well. He can write scripts. He can do all kinds of things. So if you go Bobby write an LSL script to display some text in green. Okay, hit return, he'll think about it, and then he'll bring it up. Eventually, after some great thinking, he'll write the script for you, and then you can copy and paste it into a box in Word, and it should do the trick. Doesn't always get it right. AI is pretty good. There you go. There's the script, you can see. There you go. In fact, he says text height, green colour, red, green, blue. Yeah, so he's got it right. And he's commented, yeah, he's a clever old boy. So, anyway, enough of that. Now let me talk about peacekeepers. So, we're a bit of a strange grid because actually on this grid, people who buy land, it's your land. You can have events when you want, you can do what you want, as long as it's legal. Obviously, anything that's illegal, under UK law, because we're a UK limited company, we will be dealing with. However, that's, I know if I say this is going to happen, but it never happens. Everybody is very responsible on this grid. Everybody realises that you are ambassadors for the grid. If you're the sort of person that likes helping people, you can become a peacekeeper. You need to prove to us that you're going to be good at it. It helps if you've been on the grid a while, so you know where things are and where people can find things. And if someone gets stuck, what can they do? Where can they go? How do they buy land? How do they do this and that? Bobby will answer all these questions, by the way. But it's nice to have a human face. So we have current peacekeepers online here. Okay, now what this does is this lists people that are peacekeepers that have volunteered for the grid, and you get it again if you go to search at the top here, you'll get a list of people. So in fact, if I click on Wolf Mountain, it'll tell you exactly where I am. I'm on Wolf Mountain, but the bad news is I'm not going to be very long because I don't want to be interrupted doing a video. So I'm going to go to my space home on Europa, where I should get some peace and quiet. Guess why I do this? There you go. So go back to here. So if you go, what is a peacekeeper? Click here. It tells you a little bit about the peacekeepers. It lists our current peacekeepers. And there's the peacekeepers badge. We actually have a peacekeepers badge. It's a mesh badge. Very, very clever that you can wear. And if you're interested in volunteering to become a peacekeeper, then we're really happy to have you. But we have, I have to give you an interview. I have to have a chat with you first to make sure, ask you a few questions. It's not the end of the world. And then when you volunteer, all it means is that when people come to the website here, or if they go in World and they need to get some help, they can click search, and there's normally somebody around. There's only 3 of us on at the moment because of the time of day. There's a lot of the America is at work, so and different places, but there's normally somebody on from somewhere who'll be able to provide help, and that's what peacekeepers are about. We don't pay you, sorry. I don't get paid. You're not going to get paid. Okay, it's a voluntary role. We also have a security team starting up as well. Not sure how that's going to pan out, but they'll be there to help as well. We're not here to, you know, to rule over people. We, my motto is facilitate, don't dominate, and so we're here to encourage you and help you to develop whatever whatever ideas you've got for the grid. Really, if you've got an event, we'll help you promote it. We're not, it is really, this grid really is about community. It's about everybody working together. It's about, if you've got an idea, we'll help you promote it. We'll put things together with you. But obviously, we only have so many resources. But if you're a peacekeeper, you can get involved in any way you want. There's not really a rule. There's not really a set of rules like you've got to do this, you've got to do that. We're not like that. Basically, it's about you developing the role for yourself. But a peacekeeper, and you can see I've got this rather splendid badge. Ooh. Let's go down a bit. This is what a peacekeeper badge looks like. If you are a peacekeeper and you haven't got your badge yet, I do apologise, but I did try and send them out. But I only sent about 4 out because then I got sidetracked with something else. So get in touch with me if you want a peacekeeper badge, if you are a peacekeeper. Although I have heard someone has made it into a hat. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. So I'm going to just say to you, thank you for watching this incredibly long and boring video about our control panel. I know that it does a lot of stuff. I know there's a lot to learn, but this grid is, it's a tool for you to, if you just want to come here and build, you can. And I'm about to get collared. I've just seen Ginger Snaps is here. Oh dear. I'm going to get collared. She's going to be in a video if she turns up, but she's 164 metres away. I think she's at her home. I hope, because if someone turns up and I get collared, I get collared. We've got some really exciting things happening with the grid, with education and different ideas and different cool things going on. We've set up our first 12x12 regions now. So we've got some 8x8s, 12x12s as well. Upon special request, we can do 12x12s and 8x8s. They have to be multiples of 4. All right. And please get in touch. Yes, she's just left the region. She probably saw me and went. No, I know where she's going. She's working on something. She's working on a project. So, So please get in touch. Please don't be afraid to talk to me. I'm quite furry and cuddly, if you don't mind the fleas. So if you want to join the grid, it's free. Let's just go to www.wolf-grid.com, and it's all in this box here. And there's a thing that says somewhere, join the grid. Here we go, join the grid. Just go there, sign up for a free account, come and explore. And when you've explored, if you want to buy some land, just log into here. If you don't log in, you won't be able to go into get land, and you can have your own virtual land up in a fraction of the time, and it's really inexpensive compared to certain other places. We are the biggest virtual world in the world in terms of land area, of the OpenSim flavour. Okay, that includes being bigger in terms of land area than even the dreaded, even that one beginning with S, which shall remain nameless. Okay, we have got 29,136 equivalent Second Life regions on this grid. Okay, but our land is a lot cheaper because we have a very tight ship. We've got some really cool tech behind this. We've got 30 robust servers, a three node MariaDB cluster. We've got about 25 servers running the grid, and then we've got about 10.2 petabytes of potential space if we need it for assets and things like that, and your backups and all that sort of thing. And we also use something called Argo routing, which allows us to route network traffic across the fastest way across the internet. There's a lot going on this. Just to display that little chair, that blue, red and orange chair, and that strange statue, I don't even know why I raised it. Don't know where it came from. So I'm going to have a little sit down because I deserve a rest after that. So get in touch, please. Get in touch. Comment on the video. We'd love to chat with you. If you've got any questions, that's it really. I think hopefully that's all recorded well. Thank you to OBS. How do you stop this? No, that's not it. It's this one, isn't it? I'm good at this computering. Have a great day and a happy new year.